We got that. And we have this. And we have one of these. And before QC. All right. In before QC. And we got that. And we got that. And we do one of those. And we bring this over here. And then we got this. Okay. Now, two more things. We got to pick a build. I'm back on like a traditional kind of save file where we got, you know, a nice variety of invaders at various rune levels with no particular unifying theme. Maybe I can stick with this particular save file for longer than fucking 2 days. But where do I want to start? Something easy. Yepa at 118 or Ranta at 55. I don't know if I've done the Mad Strikes at mid-level. Oh man, do I need to come up with a fucking topic of the day? It seems to have led to some fun conversations and interactions the last couple days. God damn it. Why won't this fucking shit heat up, man? Seriously. I'm eating some leftover fucking chicken here. It did not heat up well in a microwave. It's like patchy. Like there's spots that are fucking hot as shit, other parts that aren't fucking warm at all. Fucking A. But I'm already kind of full. So maybe I'll just put this over here. I lost track of time. I've been getting into beefs all over the place today, man. Still responding to that stupid fucking Reddit post. I decided to pwn the living shit out of my fucking aunt on my mom's Facebook page. And I'm waiting to get a response back. And then I just got into a somewhat heated, I don't know if you want to call it a debate, on Pinko's politics fucking Discord sub thing. Discord channel. I lost track of time. And I lost track of time. I think I may have come to the conclusion that I need to after the most recent election, I feel like I decided that I need to care less about the fucking teams at play and more about the fucking I don't know, the ideas. Because that's ultimately what I fucking that's ultimately what gets me all riled up about politics and shit. It's not that I actually fucking like the Democrats. or hate the fucking Republicans. It's that I tend to, I mean, I do tend to agree with the Democrat positions, or at least their fucking rhetoric, a lot more than the Republicans. Item crafting. On like certain, like, ultimately, like my beef with the places where I don't know, quote unquote, agree or disagree, it's less about things that actually, like, I don't know, mean anything to my everyday life, and more about, like, I feel like this is an indefensible position. Burning homosexuals at the stake is an indefensible position, and I'm going to oppose you. If that's your position, I'm going to oppose you, even if it doesn't affect me. I'm not homosexual, and I don't know anybody who is, at least not in my immediate circle. And so ultimately, your position on homosexuals is like, doesn't affect me, other than it's not logically fucking defensible and I can't stand stupidity. That's usually what it is. It's mostly this particular take just does not make any real sense in the real world in 2024, and it's absurd to me that you could take that position. I suppose if you were burning people at the stake for other reasons, they just happen to be homosexual, then yeah, fucking light them up. Although now we're getting into witch stuff, and it's like, you know, if you believe in witches, then you're fucking stupid. You're back to being stupid. I think. See? And there I go. It's like, you know what? I don't necessarily have an opinion on the existence of witches. Fuck you, Tragoth. Aha. I distracted everyone long enough for fucking Bush Sentinel to aggro on the host. A proven witch. I guess now we got to go to what is your definition of witch? Because there's a lot of, like, I don't know. There's a subreddit called something about witches against the patriarchy or some shit, and so they call themselves witches. Oh, so now I got to cast magic if I want to identify as a witch. You witchophobe. What if my magic powers were removed from me? Like Agatha. Fuck, spoilers. I'm not sure for what, though. You no longer be a witch? Now, see, I think that's you're gonna get canceled, QC. It's like saying my mom is not a woman because she had a hysterectomy and doesn't have a uterus. She lost all of her womanly powers of being a birth giver. I tell you what, shit, and this I might genuinely get canceled for this, even though there's only 4 people here. The more I think about it, like genuinely think deeply, with no one to challenge me. I said, Fuck! I didn't realize I didn't get heal. I didn't realize I didn't get a heal. The business of, and again, this is me admittedly being like so fucking ignorant that it's like, you know, cringeworthy. The business of identity, whether it be gender identity or racial identity or whatever the fuck, it does not seem to be logically coherent to me. And I say that as someone who wants to respect anyone else's identity. It's not logically coherent in the same way that religious identity, like these other the identities that, you know, whenever you talk about identity, you know, people automatically go to you know, gender first and then racial, I think. But nobody brings up religious identity. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe if you go to identity studies. But I guess to the extent that, like, I guess ultimately there's logically inconsistent as religions. And again, this is not to say that being religious or practicing religion is wrong, and I'm against that, or think that it's stupid or whatever. I'm withholding opinions on, you know, on that. But yeah, it's one of those, like it's like it's not a quantifiable thing. And like literal fucking wars, literal wars, millions of people dying have been waged and fought by people disagreeing over what it means to be a Christian. Okay. Yay. And so I guess while I'm all for people identifying kind of as whatever the fuck they want, ultimately, there it is. Where's fucking Chevy to call me out for my ultimately? Can we find other words? Can we find other words? Goddamn, get a goddamn thesaurus. Get a fucking thesaurus, go for P. There he is. Ultimately. Fundamentally, basically, primarily, essentially, at heart, deep down, feel like whatever you identify can't possibly mean anything to me. And the very best I can do is just like, I don't know, respect whatever the fuck you think your identity is. And I think there are a lot of different identity spectrums where I don't know what you mean by forced acceptance. What are you being forced to accept? No, what specifically are you being forced to accept, whether it be by law or by social convention? What's this guy have on it? Where's this guy? Man, I just... Fuck? Oh, Jesus. I'm about to die. I'm about to die. Now we're not talking about the same thing. Let's be clear here, QC. You and I are not talking about the same thing at all. Respect literally is saying, "Hi, I'm Gopher, and you should call me Gopher. Please, please, and thank you." But it costs you literally nothing to use someone's preferred pronouns. It costs you literally nothing. And purposefully going out of your way to not use their programs is the opposite of respect. Is the exact opposite of respect. Now, whether or not it should or shouldn't be punishable by law, whatever. But if you're in a position, I don't know, your job should not be at fucking, your job shouldn't be safe because of your belief that that person's a he and that person's a she, because that belief is bullshit. You don't get to fucking decide. Like, it's not, I guess your position is not logically. Oh, you said it's disrespectful. Becoming an offense. Okay. Now, to what extent is Canadian law like punishing people? I gotta not be so heated. I gotta remember we're having a political discussion with QC. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Give him, her, or they the benefit of the doubt. Extend every single amount of fucking, yeah. Now, if it's the case that, laws have been written that require government employees to use people's preferred pronouns, or else those government employees' jobs are at risk, I have no problem with that law. I believe that as soon as you become an employee of the government, while you're acting as an employee of the government, your First Amendment rights or your freedom of speech rights go out the fucking window. And I say that as someone who's employed by a government. My school, which is a state supported school, send an email to all the employees saying, hey, these are the things that you are not allowed to talk about with the election season coming up. And they have every right to fucking do that. Because my students, as you know, paying members, as taxpayers and as tuition payers, have every right to fucking get an education without having teachers' political fucking views. God damn it, man. Oh, fuck. Are you talking about Jordan Peterson? Not him. Canadian professor. How should we Google this? Canadian professor pronoun. Law. Toronto. Oh, there it is. Toronto professor Jordan Peterson takes on. Oh, here we go. Oh, but no. Canadian University is being accused of stifling free speech after it scolded a teaching assistant for airing a debate on gender neutral pronouns. Okay. Here it is. Canadian Bill C-16. The bill amends the Canadian Human Rights Act, Canadian Criminal Code to include gender identity or expression under the list of classifications protected from discrimination. The new Canadian law has highlighted the hot button concept of misgendering. It is now a hate crime in Canada to refer to someone by any pronoun other than what they prefer. Canadians can be jailed for up to 2 years for nothing more significant than using one pronoun instead of another. Now, again, this is probably not the most neutral. Yeah, the Nebraska Family Alliance. So this is probably not the most neutral presentation of the law. Whatever. I think it's inherent to the law. I think it's inherent to the law, QC, that most laws, especially those that are written around such nebulous ideas as gender, um, are not are it's impossible for those to be ironclad. But I'm not a lawyer. I think a lot of times they end up being open to interpretation. As much as the lawyers or the lawmakers uh, try to be as specific as possible. I mean, hey, what's murder? What's manslaughter? That's why. I mean, that's why we have. I think that's why. That's why we have. At the end of the day, fuck my butt in the hole. Put my butt in the hole. Where? What happened to the goddamn dick monster? Oh, motherfucker. Now here we go. Man, this blink bolt is ultimately fucking... Look at this fucking asshole. Um... I am so perpetually out of fucking stamina on this build. We kind of are today. A little bit. Endless. I'm kind of over fucking pussyfooting around and tiptoeing around some of this shit. Because ultimately that's what's got us into the... Jesus Christ, man. Now the problem is when it comes to identities, and this is the debate that I was having before the stream on Discord, is that when you write laws that single out certain identities from others, come on, QC, did you put a kappa on there so that I know that you're not a fucking moron? Like an actual, like, not politically, but just like from a basic, like, fucking fourth grade knowledge of language moron. Read that last sentence that you wrote and tell me how many pronouns are there. I use names and you couldn't force me to use a pronoun. 3 in that one sentence. I said I use names. I call you Gopher. In fucking 3 chat lines, you've got 7 fucking pronouns. It's impossible. It's impossible. But the thing is, QC, is you have to use pronouns to refer to people. I mean, you don't have to. I'm not being dumb. Now, if I'm, instead of using he and she, I'm always referring to a specific individual, I suppose it's possible to always use names. I don't know, man. I'm getting fucking wrecked by bleed so far tonight. Now, they is an acceptable pronoun because it can often refer to plural. It can be it can be used either in a non-gendered way or to refer to a plurality of people who don't have a collective gender. So you're not misgendering anyone when you use they. But I do think that it would start to get extraordinarily clunky, and maybe it's something that if we just everybody collectively agreed to it, we could all just, you know, get used to it, to always refer to every single animal. Although I suppose it probably wouldn't be a problem with fucking dogs and cats and shit because they don't have gender identities. To always refer to every single human being by their chosen proper title. But it would probably sound, I mean, maybe I don't know, maybe that's an idea. Just completely get rid of all third person fucking pronouns as they relate to specific individuals. And when in doubt, just always say they. When you don't know someone's name, you say they. Fudge? Captain Fudge and stuff. Are they at the top of the thing? Are they down here? Yeah, they're down there. Okay. How much am I feel like my fucking L1 button is broken. God damn, man. What's up, Snarf, by the way? Um, I think the easiest thing, rather than just eliminating all pronouns, is just have gender neutral pronouns that you use until you're sure. But we're getting off topic here, or maybe we're just skirting down one tiny, well-tread, uninteresting thread of a topic. It is endless. You're not wrong, but at the same time, for a lot of people, and I suppose age probably depends on it. For myself, I frequently feel like asking someone what their pronouns are is equivalent to like, hey man, do you have a penis? Which is admittedly a really awkward thing, an awkward thing to ask. Because for me still, sex and gender are somewhat inextricably linked. And so if I'm asking you your gender, which effectively is what I'm asking when I ask for your pronouns, it's at least tangential to asking you what's in your pants. Well, I think that's one of the reasons why people are trying to normalize it, QC. You know, people on Twitter, or hey, on my school profile I have he him. In spite of the fact that there's, I think, not a whole lot about me that says anything other than this dude is 100% a fucking dude. I have my pronouns in my school profile just because I want
time out.
people to feel comfortable doing that. I want to normalize it. And one dumb, it wasn't even a dumb move. God damn, man. Here we go. I went for a backstab against someone with 170 ping. And it simply didn't work. Okay, now we got Tragoth dead. That was fun. That was fun. That was a nice, good invasion right there. Now I'm thinking, okay, so you say younger people are way more chill about it. I'm thinking like how young though, because I feel like even people in their early mid 20s got through a significant chunk of their life without having without experiencing, issues with trans and pronouns and gender fluidity and stuff. You played in Stars and Time. Is that a game? Is that like an indie game that got like really big for a minute? Oh, it's this person again. It's this was the dragon. God damn it, man. This was the dragon. Fuck. Jesus H fucking Christ. I don't want anything to do with fucking chalky mint ice anymore. Fucking awful. You have an unfucking tenable connection to me. Just block it. Just block them and move on. I'm not even gonna log you. I'm not even gonna log you because I have no reason to ever want to play with you ever again. DEI is a very stupid concept. I'm sure it's one of those things that's here's my take on that. Regardless of whether it is or isn't a good concept or isn't a bad concept, I feel like you can't deny that the people who are pro DEI are doing it for the right reasons. They're yes, the intentions are good. But whether the practice is the right practice for accomplishing that, I don't know. What is the... I do think whether you want to call it affirmative action or DEI, is DEI effectively just like the new term for affirmative action? Yeah, I know what the word, I know what the letters stand for. God damn it. Damn it. Bleed again. Bleed again. What? Oh, I don't know. At least in America, DEI is a very, very new thing. People saying the people who are opposed to saying the people who are quote unquote opposed to DEI have only become aware of DEI in like aware of that term in the last, I don't know, 4 to 6 years. I think. There's all kinds of like Daily Show George Floyd was only 4 years ago. Now, I do think that I do think that there is some discrepancy. There are some differences between affirmative action and DEI. I feel like affirmative action was more about quotas, and DEI is more about I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't know that much about it. I will say that like not this past fall, but the fall before last, when we had our departmental meeting, we had someone from our school's Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion come and talk to the entire math department. And I wasn't impressed. And the emails that I get are ultimately like it's less like the idea that's offensive or the idea that's stupid, and more like the fact that there's an entire goddamn budget, and employees and offices and programs and shit that are dedicated to it. Maybe that's what it takes to make it happen. Now, I guess at the end of the day, you are right, QC, that it goes back to, you know, mandating behavior based on identity. That's, I mean, again, that's my gut reaction to a secret reagent. That's my gut reaction to it. But I do think that for some positions, whether they be positions as students or positions as workers or in government or whatever, I do think that taking positive action as opposed to just kind of letting it happen, but like going out of your way to make it happen, is essential. And assuming that the person that you hire is qualified for the job, that they don't necessarily have to be the most qualified for the job, in order to in furtherance of equality. Like, if there's a position open that has historically not been occupied very much by people of color, and you have two candidates, and one of them's a white dude, and the other one is a person of color, and the white dude just happens to be a little bit more qualified than the person of color, and the discrepancy between them is small enough, then okay, as a white dude, I will permit that we can get the person of color in here, and then that white dude probably won't have any problem finding another job. Now, I want to say that, but maybe if all of the positions that the white dude is qualified for, are DEI or whatever, then maybe that genuinely does reduce the likelihood of the white guy getting hired. I don't fucking know. I'm not involved enough in hiring and firing and shit. I don't know. But is it outside of hurting people's feelings? It could be that, you know, the DEI hire, God damn it, man. I I think ultimately the justification for affirmative action or DEI hires is that the negative effect is only to an individual. For each individual DEI hire, that only makes sense in the context of, trying to get. Am I even buffed? Can I get some friends, please? God damn it, man. Is it a weekday? This is like typical fucking weekday, just fucking slaughter for invaders. God damn, man. Anyways, like the white guy who doesn't get the job is one guy. But the DEI hire who does get the job, it's not just that person. It's I don't know how to say it any better. Like not only does, like, if you want to call Barack Obama a DEI president, like it wasn't just like Barack Obama who got that job. It was like, all black people. Now, there were some people, secret agent, that were calling Kamala Harris DEI. All right, well, all right, so forget about Obama then. For the people for whom Kamala Harris was the DEI vice president. Oh, because she checks off 3 boxes. She's a woman, and she's black, and she's Southeast Asian descent. As opposed to a white dude that was more qualified to be fucking vice president. And again, I'm not saying that there was or wasn't anybody out there. All right. It wasn't just like, oh, we elevated Kamala Harris at the expense of this dude, and it's just a wash. It's just a wash, and it's an unfair wash because this dude was more qualified than her. It was like, no, there was just that one dude that lost among the dudes. And it was all women, all black people, all Indian or Southeast Asian descent Americans who benefited from that pick. I don't want to get into the most recent election because fuck that. It's going to get us into so many more things other than, I guess we're talking about fucking identity politics right now. And not even identity politics, just identity from a social standpoint. I guess I think I almost said it. At the end of the day, I've said earlier, maybe you weren't here. I'm done tiptoeing and fucking walking on eggshells around all this shit. It's not an absolutely necessary thing in every single like encounter that we have to have, but if it just comes up naturally, it does tend to get very, I don't know, the conversations tend to be very samey, I guess. Can I get a recent, oh. This was the group that I traded with Bleed on. God damn it, man. kind of bullshit? God damn. All right, if you don't give a shit, why did you need to make that comment, Snarf? Hey, let's stop talking about politics. As a non-American who doesn't fucking care about politics, I'm gonna make one more fucking comment about politics. There was a betting pool? Although I guess we were less talking about politics and talking about politics. So that's my bad situation. I mean, the saying goes that you're supposed to avoid talking about politics and religion in polite company. That's key. That's key. That's so fucking key. The in polite company, which means like, you know, we're we're in a fucking safe space here. If you're in a goddamn safe space, then don't talk about religion or fucking politics. So let's, can we agree that we don't have to have goddamn, not every space has to be safe? And then we can start to get to the root fucking issues of these things and talk about them as individuals, as individuals among other individuals, instead of like listening to fucking pundits and assholes scream about them on TV and the internet and forming our opinions for us. Gopher, can you please stop just trading all goddamn day? Are you kidding me? I got cock-blocked by the motherfucker spawning in. I got cock-blocked by the spawning in motherfucker. Oh my god. Is there a wolf over here? What's happening? Fuck me. Fuck you, man. Oh, what are these wolves doing over here? Jacking each other off? Get involved, wolves. For fuck's sake, man. All right. All right. Where you going, Cloud? Once again, bailed out at the last fucking second. Because it's not just gankers. It's not just the story of gankers. It's the story of penis faces. It's a story of noob fart penis faces. Haha. And Claude, how the fuck does Claude end up being the one who lives? The boy who lives is the one who has no business being fucking alive at this point. Why are we listening to 300 because I feel like listening to Chinese traditional music tonight. It's been months since I listened to this playlist. It doesn't have to be a reason to broaden our cultural horizons. Feel like we're sitting in a goddamn China buffet. I will turn it down though, because I can see on my OBS monitor that it's a little bit on the loud side. I'm gonna also turn it off for myself because it's a little bit on the loud side for me too. I'm shouting. I'm shouting it. Go for you, always shout. Now, speaking of arguing online, earlier this afternoon, shit. So, my mom wrote like 4 days ago about my mom made a politically charged post 4 days ago. My mom was a lifelong Republican until, like, as far as I knew, until fucking Donald Trump showed up. She made a politically charged. She's been making politically charged comments ever since the election. She ended up deleting one of them. Well, sorry, I guess I should say she's been a lifelong Republican, and a lot of her like lifelong friends lean in that direction, at least, or are just fully fucking immersed in it. Anyway, she made a Facebook post, and then my aunt just responded with some of the dumbest shit. Just full on drank the Kool-Aid, dumb as fuck shit. That I couldn't just like let slide. I interacted on Facebook outside of just like seeing what my friends post. I interacted with Facebook for the first time in years today. Just to fucking challenge my aunt on her fucking stupidity. This is an aunt that I haven't talked to in years either. God damn it, man. I fought these guys last night, I think. Fuck. But it's not, though. It doesn't have to be QC. Especially when we're talking about Facebook, where at least the Facebook that I know, it's still just people talking to their friends. All right? All those fucking morons that decided that they wanted Facebook to be like the place where they made friends can go fuck themselves. As far as I know, literally I know for a fact that every single person who's my friend is my friend. They're people that I know and interacted with in real life. And as far as I know, it's the same thing for my mom. Everybody who's able to see my mom's posts is someone that she knows, like knows. All right. And so anyways, now my mom does tend to post some things from people that she doesn't know. Like my mom does like follow certain, I don't know. She follows, so I guess she interacts with things that are not her friends. But as far as people writing on her, people commenting on her posts, they're all her friends or family members. And so anyway, since the election, like there was like, you know, the day after the election, she posted something, or maybe it was the day after, and then like one of her lifelong friends, like it was actually my dad's college roommate. She got into beef with him, and she ended up deleting that post. But then she made one the other day again. It was, I guess, it was ultimately about cabinet and advisor picks. Man, I gotta focus. I have got to focus. I don't. So, anyways, my mom said something, and then my aunt responded. And apparently my mom must have deleted something that my aunt wrote before, just because my aunt is so batshit fucking stupid. Like, my aunt is one of those people that believes that my aunt literally, I think at one point in time was part of some religion that believes that quantum mechanics insinuates that you can control shit with your mind. No fucking joke. No fucking joke. My aunt at one point in time believed that if she just focused fucking hard enough, she could change the world with her fucking mind because of quantum mechanics. And so when I was a student in college, the second time when I was a math major, physics minor, she tried to have these fucking discussions with me about physics because she thought that she knew something about fucking physics. I'm like, fucking A. So anyways, she's so fucking dumb, which is weird because my mom is really smart. I think. Now, maybe I've got like, I don't know. You know, everybody thinks that everybody tends to think that their social circle is representative of the population at large, especially dumb people. Dumb people are very much inclined to think that their family and friends and coworkers represent the fucking bell curve of intelligence. And that if they happen to be smarter than half of their friends, that they must be smart. Right? So I'm going to allow for the possibility that I'm also one of those dumb people that believes that my family and social circle is representative of the bell curve of intelligence. And the fact that my mom is smarter than most of those people means that she's smart. Anyways, my mom is smart. My aunt is fucking dumb as shit. So my aunt said some really dumb shit. Like, the thing that set me off is like right off the bat, she said, I can't believe after the American people decided in a landslide, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, fucking A. And so and so I spent the next literally I spent the next like hour and a half or 2 hours. Well, I spent the next like hour because I got off Facebook. I stopped interacting with Facebook because I have an uncle who's a fucking asshole. He's not dumb, but he's an asshole. And oh, did I say hello, Knock, by the way? And Johnny? I said hello to Johnny. Endless and Knock have ends and green, so I might have confused you. I had to get off Facebook, and I had to unfriend my uncle and this other fucking dude, because I would constantly find myself going to their pages to see what kind of fucking nonsense that they had written, and then I would research the counter argument to their fucking nonsense, but then never post it. And so that's what I did this time. It's like my aunts posted some obvious nonsense, and like the diligent fucking truth seeker that I am, I went and researched the nonsense, which consisted entirely of go to Wikipedia and look at the fucking numbers, like right there for every single election. Or every recent election. And then I finally, after like an hour or so of that, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm actually gonna reply. I'm gonna reply. I wrote like about 200 to 250 words of here are all of the facts and numerical values to demonstrate that no, this in fact was not a fucking landslide victory for Trump or the Republicans. All right? And then I gave her some homework for all of the other bullshit that she spewed, because I didn't want to fucking go research all of that. Because at the end of her fucking post, like all of these assholes do, including my dad's fucking college roommate, they're like, bullshit, 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 bullshit. You should do your own research. Like, fuck. Fuck. And so, man, my aunt did that. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. You should do your own research. And so I did my own research, and I shat all over her first fucking claim, and then I gave her homework. I don't know if she's gonna do it, so that she can research the rest of her bullshit. Yeah, Johnny, just in case you're getting your information from the same place that my fucking aunt does, it was not, in fact, anything even approaching a landslide victory. Whatever your fucking definition of landslide victory is, as long as it includes something more quantifiable than red win, blue lost, it was not a landslide victory in any way, shape, or form. In any way, like there's no sense in which it was a landslide victory. Now, I don't know what the term red wave or blue wave means. I imagine it's those terms are inherently nebulous, so that folks on both sides can say, oh, this was a blue wave. The American people have spoken, and we have a mandate. But there was the exact fucking opposite of consensus or... Holy ballsack and dick tits, man. We got butt sex. Can I kill this shark cock? Okay, now we can... Holy balls. All right. You're getting... I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. You're getting the ant spur. You're a fucking massive piece of shit. Get off the fucking internet. Get off the fucking internet. What in the sweet cock is this? Now, I don't understand these numbers. The internet quality is not dipping below 90. This doesn't make any fucking goddamn sense to me. Mother fucking shit, man. I got to do a packet test. Now, it's not me because I had a fine connection with the Phantom and not him. I got to connect to two people, and I got fine connection with you and not fine connection with you at the same time. That means it's got to be coming from this fucking direction. The shittiness has to be coming from this direction. The number of states? I don't even know if the number of... It might be. I don't know that anybody's counting states. I know there's a lot of dipshits out there that, like, count fucking area on a map. So maybe that's the way in which my aunt thinks that this was a fucking landslide. She looks at an electoral map, county by county, and sees a lot of red on there, and assumes that that means that, oh my goodness. There are, but the thing is, Snarf, is there are landslide victories. There have been landslide victories. Like, I feel like the most recent unequivocal landslide victory was 1984, where Ronald Reagan won every single state except for one, along with like 60+% of the popular vote, I think. Shit, I don't know. Hold on. 1984 presidential election. Yeah, he almost six, not even 60% of the popular vote, but still won by like 18 percentage points. I think by modern standards, I think Obama's 2008 victory was probably the closest thing to a fucking landslide that we've seen since then. Eldude hanging out in Stormvale at rune level, whatever the fuck we are at, 55. Why? Why am I even able to invade here? Shit, did I forget to do custom invasion zones? Why am I able to invade in Stormvale? I asked Chat GPT earlier, and apparently Richard Nixon won in a landslide as well at some point in time. Okay. Isn't Sea Cleaner supposed to be all like full of like adware and malware and shit now? Maybe I should put the goddamn fashion ring away. What's going on in here? We're going to get a co-invader, and then I'm not going to be around to watch it happen. I'll probably just leave. Maybe. Oh, man. This music is very calming when you let it be. Oh, shit, man. What are these ass? Who? Jubaju. Are you guys friends? Now, both of these individuals, you guys can see. Oh, no, I guess never mind. Both of these individuals claim to be from Nicaragua. Oh, and one of them actually has somebody who I love it when I go to a dick bag profile and they've got somebody in their comments who I've also blocked. It just reinforces the notion that they should be blocked. You guys got to keep an eye on this and tell me if I get a co-invader or if it's a blue. It's a co-invader. Shit. Um, what's my I get Coco. It's too dark. I can't see. I'm always just completely unimpressed with how bad I am with these power stance straight swords at anything other than fucking rune level 20. All right. Right, there's my cocoa. Where do these dick biscuits go? Now the question here is, does my cocoa look like someone we're cocoaing with? You got a shield and a goddamn spike club. Ah, fuck me. Fuck. Is this guy coming? They're up here on the roof somewhere. I think. Yeah. Oh no, they're right here. Where did he go? God damn it, Apollo. Eat shit. Ah. Now, whatever they had on the ground is gone. I didn't even have to steal it. It's just gone. Now, I was about to ask, like, why that invader killed themselves, but at the end of the day, um, the game doesn't react any differently to them killing them. Like, I actually get the only difference between them severing and then them killing themselves is I get flashback too. I got to check over here too to make sure I didn't piss anybody else off over here. Fuck. Should I just keep this? Yeah, let's just keep it red for a little bit and see if that enhances my... my win-loss ratio. I was saying this. I think I was saying this the other day, but then I didn't. We never really got into this vein of the conversation of, well, maybe this can just be the topic for now. Now that we've gotten all of these contentious ideas out of the way. And maybe I shouldn't pin a post until I figure out how the post should go. I get the sense that, and maybe this started in Dark Souls 3, but for me it seems to be more the case in Elden Ring, that the people who are new to Souls in Elden Ring. What the F? What hit me? I don't even know where this other person is to know if I can heal safely. Man, lots of dumb shit happening lately with connections. I get the sense that some newer Souls people aren't comfortable or familiar or haven't experienced the idea of the "you died" screen. They make it a whole screen for it because it's like it's supposed to come up a lot. You're supposed to lose progress. It's supposed to suck. Dying is, maybe it's just more like die, not just like you die frequently, but dying is supposed to suck. If dying doesn't suck, then Miyazaki's not doing his job. And I think a lot of people are they think that the rough deaths are not the norm. Like, they think that dying and losing a lot of runes is a thing that only happens rarely on your first playthrough. Does that make sense? Or they think that, like, playing the game for 15 minutes and then dying right before you get to a shortcut or before you get to the next grace, they see that as like what am I trying to say? An unusual event worthy of like throwing a goddamn hissy fit over, as opposed to just the normal way of things. The normal way of things for new players, at least. It basically, by virtue of having playing with friends, they've been conditioned to not understand what the challenge is. They know that the game is supposedly hard, but for them it's all about just boss fights, as opposed to the game punishing them on a regular basis. And a lot of it is because in Elden Ring, the game is easier. God damn it. How many times is this guy going to be a fucking inch away from death and then escape? There it is. All right, so I can't even talk straight, and so that topic didn't get off the topic didn't even get off the ground. The culture on Dark Souls was always fucked? What do you mean? I said it before. I wasn't even aware that people cooperated through the levels together. I thought cooperation was strictly a boss fight thing. And it wasn't until I started invading in Dark Souls 3 that I realized that, like, no, people are playing through the game, like the entire game, start to finish, aside from Gunder, with, you know, a friend on their hip. So that was the case. So in Dark Souls 1, it wasn't even really feasible for playing, and people didn't put their signs down. I mean, I think in Dark Souls 1, it was the case that there was no password summoning. It was the same for Dark Souls 2, though, right? There was no password summoning, so if you wanted to play through with a friend, you had to like really, really know how the game went. You had to coordinate. You had to be very. It had something similar. Okay. I think we're talking about. It was like a ring or something, right? We eat a couple bites of chicken. Oh shit! What the fuck? Why can I not cut through you? Fuck me. Why is this so fucking tough? Is it just because it's cold? But you still had to match up, you still had to match up level-wise, though, right? Like, it wasn't the kind of password summon that ignored matchmaking, right? Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I know. I know about soul memory. Or at least I know about it. I don't know about I don't know the details, but. But the point here is that, um, for all intents and purposes, in Dark Souls 2, it was like the people who were playing the game, like doing total co-op, as Miyazaki calls it. It was mostly people that knew what they were doing well enough to stay matched together and to know where to get the rings and shit that they needed to use. And it definitely wasn't the kind of thing where over-leveled Bubba playing on a new game +7 build was going to be matching up with their fresh fucking Kevin. Ah, damn it. I don't like that Ash of... What's this one do? That's on you, Sora. Snap. Blake Bolt is ultimately disappointing. Can I get a confirmation or denial on the Dark Souls 2 total co-op was much rarer on account of you had to have knowledge, advanced knowledge of the game, and it did not allow for... Okay. Now, what was the... I guess in Dark Souls 1, because of the flask stuff, it was much less likely that you were going to find a random cooperative sign for someone to help you through the level. What was that like in Dark Souls 2? If you wanted to do total co-op, but with randos instead of a friend. So partially total, or some other thing. How realistic was that? And I always forget too, like they didn't have a near far. I always forget about the lack of near far. Makes it like if you're a rando and putting down your sign for the purposes of cooperation, most of the time it's going to be by bosses, right? Most of the people putting their sign down to be summoned by randos were putting them down by boss fights rather than at the beginning of levels. Roro Noah? Where did the other asshole go? There you are. God damn, man. Go ahead and top off. Can we go ahead and get a fucking blue man over here? Orb. My camera work is shoddy at best. Okay, we've got orbs over there. Good work. Swinging out of stun. There it is. There it is. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about any of this, Snarf, in the context of invasions. Maybe I wasn't being loud enough. But just watching watching some cooperators the other day. It seemed like there's a lack of appreciation for struggling through the level and dying at unfortunate times, and that just being a key feature of the game. For them, the regular deaths and the losing of runes and the loss of progress, as it were, is less of a core feature of the game and more of a minor setback slash annoyance that is worth making a goddamn Reddit post over. Like, everybody's got their I lost 800,000 runes story. Why am I sinking into the ground over here? Oh, it's because this little porch actually is elevated above the ground. And I think especially when it does come to those cooperative groups, there's an expectation that the setback is unacceptable. Or getting roadblocked. I don't know. I know my first playthrough of Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 1, there were definite like roadblocks, a lot of them. Like everybody, right? Every single person who played Dark Souls 3 got their shit pushed in by the Silver Knight archers. God damn it, man. Good job. Good job saving your fucking Bubba. Good job saving your Bubba. Everybody got fucked over by the Silver Knight archers. Everybody got their shit pushed in by Ornstein and Smo for like hours, right? Or was it the case? I mean, the thing was, like, for Dark Souls 1, it was either your first Souls game or you played Demon Souls, and there weren't a whole lot of people that played Demon Souls before they played Dark Souls, right? So most of the people who played Dark Souls 1, it was their first Souls game. And so everybody got their shit pushed in by Silver Knights. Everybody got their shit pushed in by Ornstein and Smo. For me, I know the Duke's Archives, like, just getting through the first part of Duke's Archives, not even before you got jailed, but the first part of Duke's Archives fucked my shit up hard. There were, like, I reckon there wasn't a single person that made it through the giants, the grave of the giants, or whatever it is, with their souls. Like, was there a single person who, like, actually kept and used any of their souls in the giant's tomb or whatever? Yeah. I guess that's what I'm getting at. I think, like, it wasn't just like that was the core of the game. Was it like everybody got their shit fucked up like multiple times and all throughout the game. And so those of us who, grew up on Dark Souls 1, that's how we perceive these games. And we just see, we see like, oh, I didn't run into nearly that many roadblocks when I played Dark Souls 3, because, not necessarily because they weren't there, but because I understood the language of the game. Like I said, I don't know about you guys, but I said this when I was ranting the other day about Elden Ring just shitting all over your previous experience and saying fuck you if you know how to roll, and fuck you if you are trying to use any of your previous skills to win this game, because you can go fuck yourself, because everybody's got to die. Unless unless you're like abusing the new mechanics and the like, not just using the new mechanics but abusing them, and or summoning friends. Like, just think about what you had to go through. Like, forget about like dying to Capra Demon. Think about what you had to go through to get to that first bonfire in the depths. How many fucking times did you die going from fucking Firelink Shrine to the first bonfire in the depths? Maybe not that many. I don't know. Actually, now that I think about it, that one wasn't that bad. But the thing was, it's like, oh, actually, didn't you needed a key to get in there? Didn't you need a key to get in that bonfire room? Shit, now that I'm thinking about it. You had to, like, it was... but anyways, when I got to Dark Souls 3, like, playing through Lothric Castle, for example. Playing through Lothric Castle, like, I remember distinctly, like, oh, I played Dark Souls 1, and so I know that I have to be careful. And I can't go blasting around every single corner. I gotta take it slow. And if I'm going through a door, I need to peek through. Where's the blue? And it felt good. It felt good. It's like, you know, like after that first Lothric night, you know, you go through that door. Okay, Gargoyle, get the fuck over here. But don't friendly fire my shit. Don't friendly fire me. Look at me swinging out a stun like I've never fucking played PvP before. But that's what you gotta do. A Lothric Castle felt good to play. And even in Undead Settlement, it's like, oh, like in Undead Settlement, right, almost immediately, not immediately, but almost immediately, you're presented with that courtyard where there's just a bazillion fucking, where the fuck did the host go? God damn it, man. Oh, there's a bazillion enemies, and you gotta bait them out one at a time. Damn it. I've already killed you once. I don't feel the need to kill you again. Fuck you. I will, though. Or maybe I didn't kill you, but you fell off a goddamn cliff or some shit. Maybe the gargoyle killed you. Well, if you don't know where if we don't know where the barrels are, Okay. Even if you do know where the barrels are, the barrels only take care of a few of those guys. What were those guys called? Yeah, and who the fuck use? Yeah, I didn't carry fire bombs. I never used fire bombs ever in Dark Souls 1. And so definitely, within the first few hours of Dark Souls 3, I wasn't using fire bombs. I might have still remembered to use like throwing knives I primarily used throwing knives to bait things out, never to like finish things off or anything like that. It was like, oh, I'm in a place where I can stand still and observe, and there's a bunch of things around, and I can then, look at my goddamn controller and press the down button so I can get to my throwing knives, and then immediately switch back to my Estus. um um but the bottom line is I got to use my knowledge of, hey, bait things out one at a time and kill them. Throw a knife at this guy, and then he comes over and walks at you, and you kill it. And then throw the knife at the next guy, and he walks over and you kill it. And then there was like a couple of areas that they didn't let you do that in Undead Settlement, and so you still kind of had to manage multiple enemies kind of at the same time. But I do remember getting to Cathedral of the Deep. I do remember like my first major roadblock as far as getting through a level was Cathedral of the Deep, because up on the rooftops you really couldn't bait things out one at a time. There were some areas where you had to deal with multiple enemies at once. And then there were also the grave wardens that absolutely did not respect your shield one fucking bit. And so that was one place where Dark Souls 3 is like, no, you got to learn how to do this. You maybe didn't have to do this in Dark Souls 1, and maybe not yet up into Dark Souls 3, but you got to do it now. But then I felt like there was the gauntlet in Central Irithyll. That was something that I never dealt with before. And also, I think maybe a common point of failure for a lot of players. I'm one of those people that got stuck on deacons because I can't see. I don't look for or respond very well to visual clues in these games. And if you go back and fight the Deacons of the Deep with that in mind, you'll notice that in order to get anywhere with Deacons of the Deep, you got to kill the guy that's glowing. And I just didn't see that. You got to notice that, oh, when you kill the guy that's glowing, the orb floats over there. I didn't see that. And so I struggled through that fight. I can't, that might have been one that I ended up looking up and getting angry at. But I just kept getting cursed over and over and over again with no idea about what I was supposed to be doing. Like, I thought that I was supposed to be kiting the deacons around and killing them one at a time. But then when they resurrected, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, like almost everybody, I died a lot to the Abyss Watchers. I died a lot to Pontiff. I died a lot to Dancer. I didn't keep track of my deaths in that game like I did my first time through Elden Ring. But then, yeah, playing Elden Ring, in the main game, there was not a whole lot of things that were all that challenging. More just like, I don't know. As much as I complain about the boss design, come on, man. Was that just a stairs situation? Oh, your friend abandoned you. I've abandoned my friend! Did he just pre-run back to the goddamn... the Grace? Is that gonna work? Is that gonna work? I didn't finish blocking that guy until the summoning phantom part came up. Is that gonna work? Didn't work. Oh, it's Cloud. It's a different guy. It's these guys again. Is this gonna, am I gonna get my chance to kill Cloud? God damn it. Man, again, I'm just so stamina deprived. Fucking bean. What was that? Terrible. I need to get some regen going. Okay. Oh. Shit, that's my last heal. Stop trading, Gopher. That's bad decision. I really want to kill Cloud because he... Where are we going here? Nice. Okay. Nice. Ah. Patience. There it is. There it is. Man, we made a lot of decisions there. A lot of which were correct. Yes. Oh, Elden Ring just tired me out. The only challenges were the bosses. Yeah, in the main game. Did you play the DLC, Snarf? Because in the deal, like a lot of the dungeons and like mini dungeons and regular dungeons in the DLC felt a lot more soulsy. Still not 100% soulsy, but a lot more soulsy than the ones in the main game. Did I say hello, Kirby? Are you talking to Johnny? Are you talking about my sword um thing? What the fuck is this thing called? My sword dance? My punishing his flippy do with my sword dance? What's up, beat this? Jumping is a reason that Elden Ring is easier. I didn't jump at all on my first playthrough, and I felt like most of it was easier. It's still it's still the case that I just don't think that Elden Ring holds up on for multiple playthroughs. And maybe that's one place where like it's almost intentional. Like they don't worry about it holding up on multiple playthroughs. Killing things in this game is just so unsatisfying. It's not like, well, maybe unsatisfying is the wrong way to say it. In Dark Souls 1, like it was the case that I really enjoyed just playing the game and running the world and parrying the shit out of everything. or, you know, knowing the level enemy timings. And it was just very, it was like just playing just the trash mobs was still very, I just felt very rewarding. Whereas it's just no fun killing things. Killing things in Elden Ring just not very fun. It's either a super grindy chore, fucking what the shit. Damn it. Oh, fuck me. Fuck. Ooh. Okay. So it's either a grindy fucking chore, a la, I'm specific. Like when I say grindy chore, I'm specifically thinking about the curse motherfuckers at the start of the DLC. There's like one over here, and then there's one up here somewhere up here. I don't fucking remember. And there's one right before the boss and the Bellurat. And those guys just feel like fucking chores to me, probably because I'm fighting the wrong way. Which is another thing that I hate about Elden Ring. Elden Ring, like, more so than I remember in Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 1, there's really like a right way and a wrong way to fight a lot of things, and I fucking hate that. I played through the game like 60 times. Now, I guess when you do a playthrough though, when you do a playthrough, knock, like, how much do your subsequent playthroughs resemble your first playthrough? Or one another, even, really? I guess I think a lot of people who are playing through multiple times are playing Elden Ring multiple times are it's looking more and more like a speed run. But maybe I'm missing out. Maybe I'm missing out. A significant chunk, like a massive, huge, like holy fucking shit, almost the entirety of the game chunk was exploration and finding my way around. As opposed to subsequent playthroughs, it's like ride your horse directly there, you know, run through the fucking catacombs or whatever as fast as you can to get the talisman or whatever the fuck you're picking up. You know, kill a boss, and hop on your horse and do the next thing. Okay. Have you gone back and played any of the other Souls games? Like, have you played Dark Souls 3? Or Dark Souls 1? Now, so when I replayed Dark Souls 1, it was just like, hey, let's, you know, I enjoy killing everything, so let's just kill everything. In Dark Souls 3, it was like, okay, when I play through again, in addition to killing everything, I'm going to also pick everything up and I'm gonna try to get it done without sitting back at a grace. I wanna full clear the whole fucking area so that I can run around it if I wanted to, not for the express purposes of doing this, but I guess just as a goal to set. If I wanted to, like, I could run around the area and everything's fucking dead, and there's no shinies anywhere. Like, that's one of the like I enjoyed doing that in Dark Souls 3. Like, that was those were my subsequent playthroughs. It was like, okay, it's still ultimately doing, maybe the playthrough looks different, but I'm still doing everything that I did in my first playthrough, except for maybe not dying as much. Can you not be a penis? Where the fuck did this guy's friends go? Are they just running interference? Are they just running interference for this host so he can make it to the next fucking thing? Because I got news for you. The next fucking thing is maybe a little bit further away than you thought it was. You hated Ring City? Now, Ring City, I also hate Ring City. I didn't just hated Ring City. I fucking hate Ring City. Because in order to do I want to full clear the area, you got to kill all these really fucking obnoxious, tanky as fuck Herald Knights. And the also somewhat tanky and slightly less obnoxious, like, curse motherfuckers that are sitting around. And through all the entire fucking swamp with all those bugs and shit. Like, there's no such thing as full clear in that swamp. There's always some little other fucking bug that you didn't get to. What's my buff? I got some kind of active buff here. Aha. Oh. How is this guy not exerting any... My stamina bar is not going down at all. Should I let this guy just run as far as he possibly can away from safety? Nah, let's just finish him right here. Now, I say, like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like there was still some fun things to do. It was still definitely a challenge to try to get it cleared without dying. So there was still that challenge, but it was like way more annoying. And it was the same thing in Ariandel. God, I hate that DLC. I don't think there's a single thing I like about the Ashes of Ariandel. Yeah. Now, to be fair, there are parts of it that definitely do seem more dark, more like in the vein of Dark Souls 1 with baiting out the big what were the knights, what were the furry guys called in the Ariandel? The Millwood Knights, yeah. Baiting those guys out one at a time. And then there's the one with the wolf, where it's like you got to separate the wolf from the dude and take out the wolf real quick, and then you can fight the dude by himself. I never really did like Frida, because I don't know. Still to this day, I don't think I understand the phase 3. Phase 1 is fine. Phase 2 I almost like. Phase 3 is just like a big old mess of I know I'm supposed to run around and backstab, but I don't know how to make that happen. Phase 3 is just phase 1? No, I disagree. Phase 1 is almost entirely her just, you know, slow walking around with an occasional swinging of the scythe. Phase 3, there's almost none of that. Phase 1 and phase 2, Frida's slow walking just about everywhere with the occasional scoot. Slow walks and scoots. Whereas phase 3 is just like, there are scoots, I think, but then I feel like there's very minimal slow walking with lots of flying around and swinging the fucking scythe for 15 minutes straight. Now, see, I like Madeir. Are we getting? Was that third person there at the start, or are they coming in? Oh, it's this butt fart. Okay, the third person was already here. Debbie Natrix. Let's progress. I hate it when invaders try and kill your level mobs. Why do they waste our time? Why don't they won't just come and fight me? They have to cheese us. They have to backstab cheese us. Fuck me, I'm fucking... Okay. Did I buff? These guys, like... That was a dumb Karian retaliation against a laggy fucking mage. I really like Madeir. I don't know that I liked him initially. But once I the key, and this is one of these things, maybe and maybe I disregard it because I forget that there was a time when I didn't know this. That I think directional dodging was something that I didn't quite master in Dark Souls 1. And so there were certain bosses like the dancer grab. The dancer grab like fucked me up because I didn't realize that I'm just supposed to roll into it. If you try to roll away from it or roll back, or she was going to grab you. If you just roll into it, you'll be fine. And it was the same thing with Madeir, where the key aspect of that fight is like just knowing, don't roll away. I think for Madeir, it's ultimately like, don't roll away. If you're rolling away, if you're number one, if you're trying to hang out by his feet, you're fucked. Number two, if you're in front of him like you're supposed to be and you roll away from his attacks, I think most of them, for most of the attacks, you're fucked. And then once I figured out like the right directional rolling for Madeir, I got to enjoy like the just sitting, you know, I knew that I was going to be in for the long haul, and it was more a battle of attrition than it was anything that was too twitchy. and that as long as I stuck with it, I was going to be able to get my hits in, and everything was going to be splendid. And also the laser beams. I never did care for the Calamite fight in Dark Souls 1. I think I've said that before. The arena for Midir sucks. Is it too big? Or too bland? Have I... These guys are just playing different roles now? God damn it. Fudge me. These are the guys that we fought around the gargoyles, I think, right? Man, I'm so fucked. I'm so fucked. Yep. There was that. There was the one too that's like a quick scoot, the Midir quick scoot, and it definitely was annoying chasing him across the arena. I feel like one of those at least I don't know which attacks you're talking about, but there's one where the attack that he does at the start of the fight where he stomps his way across the thing. That one doesn't bother me so much because you can kind of see it coming. You can start to book it in the other direction and be there to punish him when he stopped running anyways. Like, that's one of the ones where you can get in some big damage if you're, like, identify that it's coming, start running the other direction, dodge him when he fucking runs past you, and then he gets to the other side of the arena and he has to fucking sit there and catch his breath. You can beat on his fucking nose for a few seconds. But at the same time, beat this, like, the runbacks were very tame in Dark Souls 3 compared to previous runbacks. Even that one with taking the elevator down and running and dropping down, that was a very tame runback compared to most of the runbacks in Dark Souls 1, and from what I understand, most of them in Dark Souls 2 as well. Dark Souls 1 Capra runback? Now, where were you running for Capra? I don't think the Capra runback was all that bad at all. You got to run back from Firelink. If you're not running back to Capra from Firelink, you're not playing right. Nope. There's the shortcut by the old lady merchant. There's a shortcut by the old lady merchant. You just run for Firelink, old lady merchant. You like go up a set of stairs, and you're basically going the back door. I think you might have to kill a couple of or maybe I'm misremembering. But there's a couple of thieves to kill and a couple of dogs that you got to be aware of. Yeah. But one of them you get a free backstab on. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like Dark Souls 1 was so great. Like the just the design, we complain about the runbacks, but it's because of those runbacks that I remember the game. I had to run back so many fucking times for that fight that I know that there's two fucking thieves there. And that I got to be careful walking up the stairs because you're going to aggro the dogs. It's been I played Dark Souls 1 like 4 years ago, about 4 years ago. About this time 4 years ago I played Dark Souls 1 for the first time in years. So I've played Dark Souls 1 exactly one time in like the last, I don't know, 8 years. And I still remember that fucking run back because of it. I also remember a lot of runbacks in Dark Souls 3 too, because I had to do them a lot of times. But it's memorable. It's fucking memorable. The levels are memorable because you had to play through them so many times. And this is circling back around to these goddamn new players. These motherfucking FromSoft noobs think that you're supposed to just hang out in a level for 15 minutes and then move on to the next one. And they throw a shit fit if they have to fucking do it again. Back in my day, we had to do it at least 15 times. And you're over here pouting about having to do it twice? Go fuck yourself. And I think that's also part of the frustration with invasions. Because we're the only thing that makes them have to do that. And Miyazaki knows that. I think that was the other way, wasn't it, Snarf? See, now I'm saying now I don't remember. Now I ultimately don't remember. No, you're right. You're right. There were those, but you could run by those guys. You just had to make sure they didn't throw their fucking trash at you. There was the one on the platform. I guess you could kill that one. What was the other one doing? Yeah. Fudge, I gotta take a break. Man, I'm gonna be eating chicken for a goddamn month. I made so much chicken yesterday. All right, take it easy, Snarf.
Thank you, my love.
Across the bridge, yeah. Now, I guess if you knew how to speed run that was maybe that path might have been faster if you knew all of the speed run dodge strats for getting through the area without taking damage. It's fried chicken though. Doesn't fried chicken keep relatively long? I don't know. Truth be told, what happened here? This is reasonably decent timing for a break. Log in. Quit game. Ooh, I wonder if my aunt has responded. Ooh, she has. Excellent. Fucking excellent. Oh, no, my mom just loved my comments. I love you too, Mom.